Good afternoon, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Thursday, October 30th, 2014, around 5:44 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. Sun and clouds today, and highs reached around 55. The sun's going down, and 2 more days left into daylight savings time before it ends and then goes back to standard time. And 4:30 the sun will be going down beginning Sunday through late January. Sad news to report. Former Boston Mayor Tom Menino passed away at the age of 71 today. He stopped treatments for cancer about a week ago. He probably had inoperable cancer, so he probably wanted to go in peace. And also sad news to report as well in the world of professional wrestling. Former NWA president Bob Geigel passed away at the age of 90. Bob Geigel was the NWA president for 5 years in the 80s. Rest in peace to Bob. And also Kevin Youkilis, former Red Sox third baseman, announced his retirement today after playing baseball 11 seasons professionally. He played for the Red Sox for 8 seasons, and then he went to the White Sox, Yankees. Last year he played in Japan. And also the Red Sox re-signed Kolu Urihara to a 2-year contract extension. Urihara was the closer for the Red Sox until he was demoted towards the end of the season. 2-year contract worth $18 million. And that's about it on that. My second video blog subject of the day is about Hooters of Boston, the times, the memories I have of that place. And I'm going to start off with the memories from when I first became a regular customer there, April 1998 through December 1999. It would take over 2.5 to 3 hours to tell you the entire story about memories of Hooters of Boston that I have, and I don't really want to do that because that would take up a lot of time. I first went to Hooters of Boston on April 19th, 1998. It was located at 222 Friend Street in Boston, which is just a Tom Brady pass away from the TD Garden at North Station. The first time I went in there was an amazing place. It was very amazing. See a lot of ladies, Hooter girls, like showing their Hooters and stuff. They were in tank tops, white tank tops, and kind of like basketball type shorts that were short shorts. And I enjoyed the atmosphere. I sat down at a table, and I was first time waiting on by a Hooter girl named Colleen, and I got the chicken sandwich, and it was a good chicken sandwich. And I was very impressed with the place and stuff like that. And when I first went in there, they had a payphone, because back in 1998 nobody had a cell phone, and they still sold cigarettes out of a vending machine, and they had a vending machine with cigarettes in there. Times have changed. And then I left there and I was impressed, and I said I'd be probably back again soon. I was back 2 weeks later on May 2nd, 1998. I actually sat at the table where usually the manager who interviews people at the table, and one of the Hooter girls says, "Are you waiting for the manager for a job interview?" And I says, "No, I'm waiting to be served." I already had a job back then. Plus, I worked in the past as like at Burger King and Wendy's, working fast food restaurant, but Hooters is a casual restaurant. And these days, people who work in fast food restaurants, if they apply for a job at a casual restaurant, they're not considered. They won't consider them because it's a different type of atmosphere. So anyway, I was waited by a girl named Susie, and I had the hamburger then. Then the next day, because I did the walk for hunger that Sunday, I came back in, and it was busy because they had a Bruins playoff game, great atmosphere and stuff. And it was 8 weeks in between visits for me and going to Hooters. That was the longest time I spent from not going in the Hooters of Boston during the 10 years I went there. 8 weeks, it was a long time. Then I went a couple of times in July on weekdays. One was for before a WWE event. I sat at the bar for the first time. It was a good bar and good atmosphere and great ladies. And I went on a Thursday. I was on vacation from work, and then I periodically went through the rest of the year, maybe once or twice a month. Met some nice ladies. Some of them had great nicknames like Cutie and Charlie and Trouble and stuff like that. And I went in there in Halloween 1998, and they had they had like the Hooter girls in costumes. One was dressed up as like a disco lady from the 70s. One was dressed up as a nurse. And the one that was waiting on me on that day, I think her name was Jody. She was dressed up as a nun or something, and there was a hula girl dressed up like a hula girl from Hawaii, and it was a fun atmosphere going there on Halloween and stuff like that. And then the next week, in November 8th, 1998, I was waited on. It was a Sunday. I was waited on the first time by Hooter Girl Farrah. Her nickname was Lamb Chops because actually her last name was Lamb, Farrah Lamb. She actually grew up, lived in Burlington, Massachusetts, which is the next town over for me. And first time I was waiting on Farrah, first of 8 times. She was named after Farrah Fawcett, and she kind of had that Farrah hairdo, which is long been since out of style, and it was obvious to me that she had, you know what I mean. I'm not going to mention it. She was a friendly lady, and I had chicken wings that day, Hooters wings. That was my signature food eating there. I ate the Hooter wings the most times that I've had, 10 pieces of them. And I had a Diet Coke, and it came with celery and blue cheese, but I didn't have the blue cheese. I don't drink Diet Coke anymore, so if I ever become a regular at Hooters again, it's just going to be water. So anyway, the next week I went in there. I was waited on by a Hooter girl named Shelly. She was nicknamed the Big Dig. And that was November 15th, 1998, which was famous in the wrestling world for The Rock turning heel and winning the WWE Championship in that Survivor Series tournament where he joined a corporation for Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon said this quote, it wasn't Vince McMahon who screwed the people, it was the people who screwed the people. But on to the other subject, Shelly was a big professional wrestling fan, and I got to like Shelly. She eventually waited on me the most times at Hooters up to that point going forward. So I went in there one more time in November before a WWE event at the Garden. I went 2 more times, and then December of 1998, I finished my first year going to Hooters 15 times. Wasn't really a regular during those 15 times because I periodically went in there maybe once or twice or 3 times a month. Getting feeling my oats of the place, I didn't expect to be a regular there, and 15 times, it's like if you're like, it was a rookie year, it was like something like a rookie playing baseball. He has 15 home runs in a season. First year, that's decent amount, and might be rookie of the year. And the NHL, 15 gold for a rookie, could win them a Dakota trophy or a good 3rd or 4th line center. And then 1999 rolls around. I periodically go in there the first couple of months to Hooters of Boston to do the atmosphere, getting to meet more and more of the ladies there. They were real nice and stuff. Maybe the first quarter to Hooters, I went 5 times. January 30th, February 1st, February 13th, February 21st, and February 27th. March I went in March 27th. April I went in April 24th. Seems like I went to Hooters on mainly Saturdays, but there was some weekdays mixed in and a Sunday mixed in. And then on like May, I went 4 times because I did the Walk for Hunger for 1999. The first time I went in there like May 1st, waited on Shelly. I sat at the bar, talked to her. She's a real nice lady. And then the next day, May 2nd, I was waited on by Farrah. Yeah, like I sat at table 37. That was my most famous table I sat at. I sat at table 37 at Hooters of Boston the most times that I could remember. That was my signature table. It was right in kind of in the middle of the store, of the restaurant. And then I went 2 more times in May of 1999, May 23rd, 1999. That's famous for Owen Hart passing away from falling off the ceiling at the Kemp Arena for the Over the Edge pay-per-view. Was waited by a girl named Jamie on that day. And then May 29th, 1999. And then June rolls around. I went to Hooters Boston twice. I went on, let me see, June 9th and then June 12th. June 9th I went in there, had to do some business. I bought tickets for an upcoming WWE Monday Night Raw show. And they had like an advertisement that's saying that on June 27th, 1999, that we're going to have Harley Davidson rides. A Harley Davidson motorcycle ride from Kelly's Harley Davidson in North Berwick, Massachusetts, which was then located across the street from Treble Cove Plaza, which that site of Kelly's Harley Davidson now is now a CVS pharmacy. The Kelly Harley Davidson place just moved down the road on Chelmsford Road, right across from Subway, and just basically across from that famous adult entertainment club Max 2. So anyway, I just see the advertisement and I say, sure. I look at it. I don't drive motorcycles. I could catch the Hooter girls and stuff like that. And I go there. And then like on June 12th, I was waited for the first time by Joanne. She had like very, very long hair. She had a great personality and stuff like that. She was one of the original Hooter girls of Boston. Got waited on her for the first time. Then I took a 3-week break, but I kind of promoted that Harley Davidson thing about Hooters being at the Harley Davidson place for the motorcycle ride. I told some of my friends saying on June 27th, 1999, the best restaurant in the world, Hooter girls are going to be at Harley Davidson and in Kelly's Harley Davidson place. And the crowd goes nuts. Like, they don't go nuts. They say, oh, hush, wish, hush, wish. I was promoting the best restaurant in the world, Hooters. Was from like 2 ladies who used to work at Friendly's and stuff like that. I'm not going to mention their names. And then I went to that Harley Davidson thing, and it was amazing. And I saw a few Hooter girls there. I just got some donuts. I don't drive Harley Davidsons and stuff. And then they go on to the ride, and we're going to drive to Hooters of Boston. And after that event, the next week, I went to Hooters of Boston on July 3rd, 1999. And that started an amazing streak. It started so much of an amazing streak that every single week, except maybe a couple here and there, 8 straight years, I was a regular at Hooters of Boston. And it was amazing because when I started as a regular at Hooters of Boston, I only had 28 visits before. But this one catapulted me well over 900 visits during this 8-year run. Very, very amazing and stuff like that. And right now, it's amazing, very amazing story and stuff. And the first time I went in there to start the streak was July 3rd, 1999. I was waited on by a girl named Lauren. And her nickname was Baby Bird. Actually, her last name was Bird. Lauren Bird, and I sat at the bar that day and stuff like that. Next week, I was waited on by a lady named Katie. That was my 30th visit. That matched the total for 1998. Then I went somewhere else. Then I came back later on before, waiting for the train to go home to Bellwether because I didn't want to wait an hour and a half at North Station. So to kill off time, I had a drink at Hooters of Boston and stuff like that. Waited on a girl named Rebecca. She was actually from Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Then the next week, 3 weeks in a row, July 17th and July 18th, I went to Hooters of Boston. Waited on a girl by the name of Courtney and Gina. And, I got actually a first picture taken of me and a Hooter girl. This Hooter girl was named Dre, and she was kind of, a bit flirtatious and stuff. She smiled at me, pinched me on the cheeks, had a great smile and stuff. And, that's how sometimes the Hooter girls are. They're fun. And they're fun. They just want to make the customer very happy and stuff. I never wanted to date any one of the Hooter girls at all because they probably have boyfriends, and it's not good for the Hooter girls to date customers and stuff like that. And in the next week, I was waited on by Shelly, the Big Dig. That was the third time she waited on me. I had a picture with Shelly and Rebecca and Joanne. I showed you that picture, Facebook friends, a few days ago. And then I went to Hooters 3 more times that month. July 28th, I went for lunch there because I was on vacation from work. I had a chicken sandwich waiting on a girl named Stephanie, and then I went somewhere for an hour. I think I went to the Meadow Glen Mall, and later on in that day, I came back and I got a picture taken with 4 Hooter girls, and that was the first time that Hooter girl Shannon waited on me. That was the first time of 32 times she waited on me, and then July 31st, I went 2 more times. I was waiting on Drea. She was the one that I had the picture with, and it was pretty cool and stuff like that, but never was waiting on her again. And then I had 38 visits, and then it just started to roll and roll and roll and roll and roll and roll and roll. Now I'm going to have to take a break right now because it will go over to 20 minutes, but I'll be back in a few minutes to talk about the rest of 1999 about Hooters of Boston. See you in a few. Bye now.